Geometry, Unit 2, Lesson 1. I can identify angled pairs formed by lines cut by a transversal. So angled pairs, so it's going to be sets of two angles. And here's our first vocabulary word. It's transversal. And the transversal in this picture is this line right here. Notice it's cutting across two lines. So the definition of a transversal is a line that crosses two or more other lines. And now, if you look at the next one, alternate interior, think of alternate, imagine like a table, okay, and here you are standing on one side, and then here's your friend hanging out on the what side? This is the alternate side. Think of it really in this case, it really means opposite. So alternate is opposite and interior is inside. And so when we go to do alternate interior angles, I want people to think of in between these two lines here. This is the inside. The lines. This would be outside the lines. So I'm going to very lightly shade. Anything here is inside. So we need to pick a pair of angles. One from this group of four and one from this group of four. We're doing a pair that are both alternate and interior. So if they're interior, we really have a choice. This angle, this angle, this angle, or this angle. And if we say pick this angle right here, which one is also interior? Well, it'd be one of these because we're picking one from each group, but I need to be on the alternate or opposite side of the transversal. Again, here's your transversal, and you need to be on the alternate side of that. So you're going to pick this one over here. Now you might say, well, what happens if you picked this angle right here to start? Well, then it's interior, so you're okay. Now you need to pick another interior angle over here, and this would be it. Not just because it's interior, because it's on the alternate side of the transversal as well. So alternate interior angles are really angles on the opposite side of the transversal. And inside the two lines. So notice on this right here, we're going with opposite and inside. Okay. So notice this one here is pretty much the same thing. It's still alternate, so we're still dealing with opposite, but exterior means outside. So we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to pick a couple angles, but this time we're going to go on the exterior or the out side. And here's the other one that is exterior from the other group that also happens to be on the opposite side of this transversal. And we can see that this here and this here is another pair. So this has the exact same definition of one above, but it's angles. Angles on the opposite side of the transversal and outside the two lines. I'm going to go ahead and highlight opposite and outside. Okay, keep in mind this is the out, all of this area out here. Okay. So the next two are a little bit trickier. Consecutive, think of consecutive like numbers. How about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? They're right next to each other, correct? One after another? Those are consecutive. So when we say consecutive, we're really thinking like same side, okay? Kind of right next to. An interior, you already know, is inside. So if I'm in the interior, I'm in here somewhere. So I only have 4 options, here, 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 or here. And if I pick one, what's the other consecutive interior? Well, it has to be one of these two, but notice consecutive really means next to, or like one after another. So it's going to be on the same side, so I'm going to choose this one. Notice they're on the same side of this transversal, not on alternate sides, same side. So this would apply for my other possible angle pair. There we go. And so for consecutive interior angles, we want angles on the same side of the transversal and inside 2 lines. Okay, so same side this time and still inside because it's interior. Finally, corresponding angles. Let's take a quick look. Corresponding, if things correspond, they match. So think of this as matching. Think of like socks. One sock matches another. They correspond. So, or like a key matches a lock, they correspond to each other, they match each other. So I'm a little weird with the way I remember this, but I actually remember corresponding because matching isn't really specific. I don't know why, but I remember the PO inside kind of reminds me of like po as in position. So it's kind of like the matching position. For example, if you come over here, let's pick one from each group. I'm going to go ahead and, to do that though, I'm going to help out by drawing a big old box around this one and another big old box around this one. Okay? Just do it a little lightly. And if you notice, think of this angle up here in the top of the box. That's kind of like the up. This one down here is kind of like the down. This one over here is kind of like the left. And this one over here is kind of like the right. Could be upper left, upper right. Just depends how you want to describe it. So this would also be the up. This would be the down, left, and right. So for example, if I were to highlight the left one here, that angle, which angle in the other group corresponds to it? And you guessed it, it's the left angle. They match position. If I move on, I can try and say, well, what about the up? What about that one? And it also matches the up in the other. The right matches the right in the other. And the down matches the down in the other. So there's actually 4 different corresponding pairs here. Okay, so they're angles with matching positions. And I really think sketching this box helps a lot for you to see up to up, left to left, and so on. It's also worth noting, look at the pink ones. See how this one's on the outside? But this pink is on the inside. So exterior and interior. That pattern holds true for every single pair. It's good to notice. One exterior, one interior. So let's go and apply these real quickly. Let's try and identify these things. You can try yourself right now by pressing pause. Okay, here I go. What is the transversal in this case? Transversal in this case is this line, which we'd call line A. Why is it this, not line C? Because line C is only at the moment crossing one line. You need to cross 2 or more. So we only see one at the moment. Alternate exterior, annotate. Alternate, we've talked about, means opposite. Exterior means outside. So here's the outside. Here's the inside. Let's see what we can do. Alternate exterior, if you chose angle 1, the alternate exterior would be angle 7. So angle 1 and angle 7. If you chose 4, it would go to 6. Angle 4 and angle 6, and there's 2 pairs. If we go alternate interior, that's opposite inside. Why don't we choose 3? 3 is inside, but so is 5 and 8. But which one do you choose? 5, because it's on the opposite side. So angle 3 and angle 5 make a pair, and angle 2 and angle 8 make the other pair of alternate interior angles. So there's 2 pairs of those. Consecutive interior, it's kind of like next to, inside. So 2 and 5 and 3 and 8. Angle 2 and angle 5, angle 3 and angle 8. And finally corresponding, if you set up your boxes here, notice how this is kind of like the upper left. This is the upper right, lower left. Or you could turn it this way to kind of make you think up, down, left, right. It's up to you. But this one that's in the upper left matches 5. So angle 1 and angle 5, angle 2, upper right, angle 6, upper right, angle 2, and angle 6. And then you've got angle, how about 3, and angle 7, and angle, what am I doing here, 4, and angle 8. And there's 4 pairs of corresponding angles. That's really worth noticing. Okay, if you go to the practice, I encourage you to do the Hayward map last. Really come down here and try and identify these. Look at these names. Don't be scared if you look at EFC. Just put your pencil and follow EFC. I know it looks really long as an angle, but it just means this angle. These both go on forever. So that's EFC, and then DCF. DCF is going to be this one, and then you need to name what that angle pair is using your vocabulary. The reverse is true over here. You're going to actually write down angle something 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 and angle something something something. Good luck.